Hello.
Here we
Hello.
are.
Welcome to CarYada. It is Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. We're going to talk about cars today. We're going to try not to get political today.
It's going to be hard because so much of the manufacturing environment has been impacted by the politics of today.
Yes. So we will talk about politics. We had a spirited conversation yesterday that we will continue today. And that's what today's beginning will be about. But before we officially start, this is a show that, we have two people that know a little bit about cars here.
Just a little.
Buying, selling, trading, leasing, credit, whatever. Repairing, auctioning. I know there's a few cool auctions going on right now that we can talk about.
Yeah.
A trailer.
Quite a range.
You have a lot going. How many do you have up right now?
There are 3 that are up right now. I've got 2 that are submitted that are waiting approval, and there are 9 on deck.
Oh my goodness.
Very, very busy year.
And I have a question for you about a couple of our cars.
Okay.
So we'll start with that. Then we'll talk about the other one. So obviously we have the car from the sitcom.
Yep.
The 1979 Pontiac Catalina. And we also have
one of America's best.
We also have the
79. I don't mean to interrupt. 79, pretty much, I'm going to say 90, maybe even 95% American made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, that's hard to get these days in a modern car.
Yeah. And well, we'll start with that car. So do I want to sell it?
No.
I'm running out of space.
I think you should keep it.
Okay. So I need it because I don't want to pay to, like, I've been kind of giving storage, like I've got a nice storage space. They kind of threw in one parking space. So I'm not paying to store it. However, the storage company reached out and said, hey, we're doing something new with that area where you're parked and you can't have cars there anymore. And I also have a second car there, a 1968 Ford LTD Country Squire.
That's the car we should sell, but I thought we were on hold with that while you were.
We don't have a title for it yet.
Yes.
But I do need to move that one as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got the 95 Cabriolet.
Yes.
Which we've not focused on the show yet. It's a convertible, and really we should do the show with the top down, but I don't know how the sound will be. I think our microphones with the little windscreens on them will probably pick up. We'll have to test it.
We'll test it. But
if
I
it
think
sounds okay, we'll do the show in that car.
I think we should put the 68 on Bring a Trailer. I think it would do well there. I think we should keep the Catalina at least for a little while longer. And then I think you should Facebook Marketplace the convertible.
I did Facebook Marketplace it, and I've got a lot of, is this still available? Is this still available? Is this still available? Will you take 10% basically of the asking price?
Oh.
That's what I've gotten. But I jacked the asking price way up because it needs some work that if somebody's like, well, the front bumper needs to be painted, the mirror needs a little cap on it, the back bumper needs a little paint, the radio doesn't work. So for those things, now I've got room.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to hand me $5,000, I had it at $7,900.
Yeah, that is a little high.
Yeah, if somebody wants to give me $5,000, I'll take it in a heartbeat.
There you go.
As is. I'm thinking what I might do is move it down to Greenlight Garage and park it down there.
Yeah, put a sign on it.
Yeah, and just try to
4,900.
I would go a little higher because you have to have some room to negotiate. People love to negotiate.
That's so true.
The one price does not work.
It's not a negotiation. Oh, wait, it is. See, I went there. It's your fault.
With your little accordion. Adam is in rainy Indiana.
Oh, my.
That's right near Gary, Indiana. It's right beside Gary, Rainy, Indiana.
That's right. The rain, you know, Adam travels a lot.
Yes.
He gets around quite a bit.
Now, Ray says, auction update, cars are getting cheaper. I've been loading up for the apocalypse. Tell me what you need. I got it.
There you go.
And Dan says, seems like no matter what you price something, people will always ask you to take half.
Yeah, that's a typical thing that you'll see. And for the most part, I think people that are they're not looking for a car, they're looking for a deal. Everyone wants a deal, not everybody wants or needs a car. So they're just hoping that if they can get it, if somebody's asking $5,000 and they're getting desperate and you offer them 2,500, boom, you're in. And then there's an opportunity because I'm going to say, and Dan, you've been in sales longer, I'm going to say that probably somewhere on the order of half of sales is just not giving up. You know, you start out in the process and eventually it's normal for everybody to get tired. You just get tired of doing it. You get tired of seeing people, you get tired of answering the questions, you just get tired of it. So that wears you down. And then you just say, oh, I got to get this thing off my property. I'm going to sell it. Gone. And then whatever the money is, it doesn't matter. And so that represents an opportunity for somebody, which is why you get a lot of half. I'll give you half. Half what?
Yeah. So this one just was on Bring a Trailer.
Yeah.
Back in October. Bad time to try to sell a convertible.
Yes.
This one is a 19,000 mile 95.
Wow.
With
barely broken in.
Yeah, but it's the same spec.
Yeah.
Except black on black is the one we're looking at.
Yeah.
But this did not do well.
No.
Somebody said, great looking car. I think the time of year worked against you.
Yeah. And that's true. If you're going to sell a convertible, you really want to sell it when people are excited about the warm weather. You try to sell a convertible when it's raining or snowy or icy or any of those conditions outside, which is, for the most part, most of North America during the winter, you're going to struggle. But if $8,000 is all the money in the world for a really nice low mile one, then $4,000 is probably all you're going to see with the others.
But see, I was basing it on this one. Here's a 96 with 84,000 miles. Ours has 92,000 miles.
Yeah.
The 86 is built in Mexico. The 95, excuse me, the 96 is built in Mexico. The 95 is the last one built in Germany. So I thought the German one would have a little more. This one's not even leather. The steering wheel looks horrible. I mean, I think ours is nicer than this one, except it needs a little bit of work. So that's where I was thinking, all right, if I throw it up at a stupid high price and I have lots of room. But this one sold back in 23 for $7,200. So,
yeah, I mean, these are hard cars to sell, generally speaking. Volkswagen anything from the 90s is probably harder to sell than any other car, other than their Scirocco. The Scirocco does really well. You get down into the 70s where you have the Rabbits and the first series Scirocco, and boy, those do very, very well, just because people really like them. But 90s Volkswagens, late 80s, 90s Volkswagens, not real big following for them.
This there is a huge group on Facebook, because I always join the Facebook groups of cars when I have something.
Yeah.
And these have huge followings. And the 95 is considered rare. And
rare and valuable are not the same thing.
I know. Ray says, check out Stokes. Lots of cars. A tenth of them are his. We'll check Stokes out in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you have up for sale.
All right. Oh, look at this one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
At $150,000.
Yes. This is the current bid for this car. Now, This is a very, very strong Z28. Z28s are actually very special cars. They were built on the Camaro platform, but they were a high performance, the peak performance vehicle in the Camaro lineup. But to get one these days that was an original factory Hugger Orange white stripe deluxe interior car with the original engine, transmission, rear axle, etc., which is this car, is extremely difficult. This car has all kinds of really great quality, highly detailed features. The restoration is off the charts. It's got the correct chambered exhaust. It's got, the proper power front disc brakes. It's got, pretty much everything you'd ever want if you went and ordered one today. And it's also had Jerry McNeish give it a certificate of authenticity. So it's a very correct car in every respect. There are a couple things that aren't correct on it, but they were owner preferences years ago when the restoration was done, including the way they had done the blackout for the grille and a couple other details, but nothing so serious that you couldn't change those if you wanted to go and enter it in a top level competition. This car is probably in the 175 to 200K range, but it may not get there. There's a lot of really good cars out there in this price range. So I'm hoping that it hits a little harder as it comes to close on Monday.
That is impressive.
It's really a really nicely done car in every respect.
It's also impressive that the internal code name Z28 became the name.
Yes.
Like, how does that happen when they have internal names and they just like, we're just going to keep it?
Well, I think what happens is the same thing that happens in design studios. You start working on a project and everybody starts saying, what are you working on? Well, I'm working on the Z28, Z28, Z20. And before you know it, everybody is saying it. It just sounds so familiar that it ends up being the name.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah. And, it's got the correct tires. It's got the correct type wheels, although they are not series date coded to the Z28 March of 69 production. Those are harder to find, apparently. I did not know that until I got into the auction and started going through the details, which is one of the best things about doing Bring a Trailer auctions. I get to be become a little bit of an expert on all these cars.
I'm sure you had some great comments from people.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Thanks for the explanation on the rims.
Yep.
Good catch on the steering wheel.
Yeah, the steering wheel is a rosewood steering wheel, which is a rarer and better looking steering wheel. It wasn't original on this car, but they put it on and I think it looks great. Yeah. So there's a lot of information on this car and a lot of detail associated with it. The numbers, the McNeish report. It's got the original Protecto plate, which is what General Motors made. They stamped it when you bought the car, put your name in it, and you'd use that every time you went to get your car repaired. They'd zip it through one of those old credit card copy machine things. And so it's got a lot of really good history, support, restoration. And I think it's gonna close at higher than the current bid.
Now, I noticed it was sold back in 24.
It was sold back in November 24, and you'd be shocked to find out what that price was. The person who bought it paid $260,000 for it. Yeah. And he was just battling with one other guy, and they got stupid, and he won. And unfortunately, he's an older gentleman. He's a retired doctor, and he's received some not favorable medical news recently. So he's contacted me and says, I've got to sell it. And
oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And it was his dream car. He'd been looking for the best Z28 you could find. He'd been looking for years, and he decided he would buy this one. Yeah, there it is. Sold at 260.
Wow.
Yeah. So he knows he's going to take a little bit of a hit. And he said at this point, because of the news he's gotten, it isn't going to matter. So.
And then the next one you've got.
Yeah, this is a fantastic car. This is a car that's been owned by the same husband and wife have owned this car since 1984. This is what they call a tall grill. Mercedes 280 SE. They did a tall grill and a low grill version. And this car has been very, very nicely restored. It's not the original color exterior or the original interior, but the interior was completely changed to that beautiful light parchment. It's got the overhead cam 6-cylinder. It is an automatic power window car, factory power window and factory air conditioning, although the air conditioning has been removed. And these cars are very, very strong as collector cars because they didn't make that many of them. Between late 67 and 71, I think they made fewer than 2,000, and they were handmade cars. So the last of the handmade Mercedes convertible series cars. And not only are they very, very well made, but they're great driving cars. They perform very well. They're not complex. There's no computer systems on it. That does have fuel injection, but these regularly trade really nice ones can get into the 200K range. This one is very nice. A lot of really hard work done on this car. If somebody wants one to drive and enjoy, it's a 100K car. So we'll see.
Pointing out a scratch.
Yes, that's important to do whenever you see little flaws or imperfections so that people can understand what they're getting. But the chrome on this car is magnificent. And boy, did he spend just on the chrome alone. I think there's over $10,000 in chrome. And that was back in the 90s. If you do the chrome today, it's hard to find companies that do chrome plating anymore. But if you were to do the chrome on this car today, it would easily be $25,000. So there are fewer people doing complete restorations on these cars these days because they'll cost you as much to buy a done one as it would to just do the restoration without paying for the car.
Yeah.
Project cars, if you find them, project cars are 20 to 35,000.
And this one's already at 75,000.
Yes. This will pull pretty strong. It's still fairly early in the auction, so we got time for it to come along a little further. And yeah.
And then your last one, a little different.
Little different. And this is, you talk about a car with a following. This one has significant following. You may want to adjust the presentation screen because it's not showing yet.
Oh, what happened? Oh, I see, because it pops.
Yeah,
that's what it does. It popped out a new window. Why
yeah,
just stayed in the same window.
So this is a single family owned 1988 Honda CRX, and it's the SI. So this is super peppy 5-speed. And this is a car that's just been very well maintained. It's not a perfect car, nor should it be. It's almost a 40-year-old car, and it's got 187,000 miles on it. So, but the daughter of the man that bought it brand new, who worked as an advertising art director for Chevrolet and was part of the team that did the See the USA and your Chevrolet stuff back in the 60s. So this is a Rio Red CRX. It has the air dam. That was an optional feature. It has the mud guards. It's got the sunroof. It has an AM/FM cassette stereo, and it's not been damaged. It had one little imperfection on the rear fender on the driver's side in '92. I think she said she thought maybe a tree branch may have hit it. That was repaired and blended in. Those are the original factory stripes. We metered the paint, and throughout the car, it's low digits, which is consistent with original paint. Sunroof works, electric sunroof back and forth. Yeah, it's a great little car, and not perfect. Again, if you were to chase it down and make it perfect, you'd get after little things like that. You might get get out the black paint and do some of the black that's faded a little bit. You'd probably want to take out the seats and get in new carpet, probably get a set of tires, do the timing belt. Timing belt, surprisingly, on a car like this might be $500. So it's not expensive to do. And it's actually fairly easy to do because it's right there in front. You can see on the driver's seat, there's been quite a bit of wear from that on the seat bolster. But these seats you can get recovered, or you can get, a lot of people took their original seats out and put in sporty racer type seats. So you see them for sale on eBay periodically for $1,500 or $2,000, and a good, nice, very well put together CRX out in the marketplace. They could get $15,000 to $25,000. More than one example has sold for $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So these have a strong following.
I mean, there's the original temporary plate. Look at that.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
That was my senior year.
1988.
This was like the car. A lot of people dreamt to have a car like this.
Yeah. One of my buddies, we graduated. I graduated from college in '87 after going to Art Center. And one of my buddies bought one of these brand new. He was an attorney working for Honda. And so he bought the CRX, brand new, almost identical to that car. Rio red, 5-speed, nicely done, SI. And I drove it. He let me drive it on the way back from Pebble Beach. We had gone up there together. And that darn thing did 100, 110, 120 miles an hour. And solid as a rock.
Was this the original sales sheet?
Yeah, that's the write-up on it, where they put everything together. They wrote in, traded his 1963 Ford Falcon.
Look at that.
Isn't that something? And
then he crossed it off, no trade.
Yeah.
They changed their mind.
Yeah, but he actually did end up doing it. That was the sort of the write-up of it. And then they did the invoice.
12,183.
Yep.
272 for the radio, $39.95 for carpet mats.
Yeah.
Mud guards.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is it was 12 grand. And it's probably going to sell for about $7,000 to $8,000. So that's not bad recovery for a car you don't own. So there you go.
There it is. So there's the auction report for what Raffi's got going on.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if we should take a quick peek at the
Stokes
May vehicle auction.
Let's see what's cooking there.
Let's go over there. Hold on a second. Boom, boom, boom. Well, Ray says most of the cars are his. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, I hate when pages do this. So it goes all the way to the top of the page. Oh, that's nice.
That is nice. What's the current bid on that?
Starting bid. It doesn't start for another 3 days.
Okay.
So this is all the preview time.
These are pretty fun vehicles.
Yeah.
But the seating position in them, if you've not sat in one, takes a little bit of getting used to. Once you're used to it, okay. But it's not your typical truck position. There you go. There's your Volkswagen.
There you go.
Jetta.
09 Jetta. There's a Mercedes C-Class.
Runaway.
Oh, an LS 430.
That's a car I would buy.
That's 99,000 miles.
That's a great car. 99,000 miles. I had one that we sold it finally at 190. And it was
a young car.
Yeah. There you
go. 2020 Kia from an estate. Ugly color.
Yeah, wouldn't be my choice. These are everywhere.
Mini Cooper. That looks like a Ray car. Ray, is that one of yours?
That could be.
Nope, out of a guardianship estate.
Ah. Oh, it could be Brittany's.
Oh, maybe. There's a rebuilt title Ram truck.
Yeah.
Oh, a boat.
No.
Sea Swirl Stripper.
There you go. The key to buying a boat is to not. That's the key. People ask me, I'm thinking of buying a boat. I say, here's what you do. Get one of those pool noodles and hand it to your wife and have her hit you on the head over and over and over again for an hour. And when she stops, that's what it'll feel like owning a boat. And when you stop is what it'll feel like after you've sold the boat.
I mean, here's the Bayliner, which our friend Richard Malzahn always said they're called a Bayliner because they're lining the bottoms of many bays.
Yeah, that could be.
There's a nice trailer. Look at that.
That's not bad.
It's a good old fifth wheel. Let's see what the inside looks like. If it's ugly, it's not horrible.
That's not bad.
I think that's a sideways picture because if not, they've got the ceiling fan on the side wall there.
Yeah. You know, the problem with these is that the interiors age so quickly. And
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Honda Gullwing GL8.
These are big dollar bikes.
Here's a 04 Honda VTX. Oh,
flatbed.
That's nice.
That's good for hauling cars around.
Ray, why don't you get one of those?
Ray needs one of those for all the cars he buys that don't run.
Here's a CX-7. It says caution. This is a Ray car. Am I right?
If it says caution.
Seller says runs great and interior condition is ideal. No, Ray would say it's like a cream puff, like butter.
Why is it saying
it needs a new head gasket?
Ah, that's why caution. Well, head gasket's not that hard to do on that car. That wouldn't be difficult.
Plug-in hybrid. Oh, I think this is Ray's. Beautiful BMW loaded with all options. Has intermittent check engine light that pops on. Uncertain of condition of engine, electrical, and battery. 113,000 plug-in hybrid. If I'm not mistaken, this was only available in California back in 2016.
You might be right about that.
It was a rare bird. Volkswagen Tiguan.
Oh, terrible on fuel economy.
Outback.
Outback's good.
Oh, Camry Solar, the nice two-door Camry. 272,000 miles.
That is rare. To find a two-door is rare.
PT Cruiser, forget that.
Remember when those were all the rage? They were everywhere.
$10,000 over sticker when they came out.
Everywhere those cars were.
Oh, a Toyota Highlander.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some half decent stuff.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there. Nissan.
Impreza needs a head gasket, I'm sure.
Buy that Nissan before the company goes bankrupt.
Oh, look at this. A nice station wagon.
Now, this car is a very desirable car. The Quattro Avant wagon, that is a rare car. The problem is whatever you buy it for, get ready to spend another 10 to 15 grand on it, because I've never seen one that doesn't require significant engine or mechanical work. But once you get them dialed in, they're great cars. They'll go forever.
Yeah, this one says serviced only at University Audi. It's got a new battery, and it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
33,000 miles.
How many?
133,000.
See, that's not bad. If it's been properly serviced and you've got all the service records and it shows what's been done, that's a car to get, because it probably isn't going to sell for more than $4 grand.
Yeah. 08 Escalade. No fun notes. I don't know that I can confirm. Oh, here's my car. I love the E39 series of the BMW 5.
Yeah, this is a good looking car. Yeah, this is a nice one. Oh, nice interior. Oh, this is you, Dan. This is calling your name. That's all you, buddy.
Wow.
That is a nice car.
Wait, does it say 192,000 miles?
That's a lot of miles, but they're probably highway miles.
Has some electrical issues.
Yeah, it gets hot here, but it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
It has some technical issues.
So much for that one.
Too bad.
Ford Edge. Chevy Cruze.
Yeah, pass on that.
Mazda.
Okay.
Another Mazda. A lot of Mazdas.
Yeah. They're actually, Mazda makes good cars. Their newer ones are really very good.
Now, this guy's 182,000 miles.
It's an Acura?
It's an Acura. Engine feels strong, but transmission feels old.
Oh. Well, what
We
year?
can't suggest a transmission flush, but it's 22 years old, so we dropped it at Stokes. This is a Ray car. Am I right, Ray?
It could be. But you know what? It's a 20-plus-year-old car. Transmission is going to be problematic. But you drop the pan, you drain the fluid, check the transmission out thoroughly, put it all back together, and see how it does. If you have to put a new transmission in that car, okay, $4,000. So if you're looking for a car under $10,000 and you can buy that one, for $3,500 to $4,000, okay, there you go. Even if you have to do transmission, people get scared when a car needs mechanical work, but you go buy a brand new car and it's never a guarantee that it's not going to need mechanical work. Brand new cars are better. Oh, go ahead.
This is one of Ray's.
Which one? Okay.
This is a 06 Jeep Liberty. This is a diesel.
That is rare.
135,000 miles. Sunroof is stuck open or missing.
It's stuck open or
it's missing.
It's an insert type sunroof instead of a retractable one, and it's missing. So they don't know where
it says super rare diesel, only offered in 05 and 06, very well maintained and recent service. Sunroof recently broken at grandson's baseball game, hit by a baseball. Oh, come on, Ray.
Wow.
Is that a real story?
Wow.
It's a good story, nonetheless.
It's a good story if that's... Boy, it'd have to be get that kid up in the majors, because that's a heck of a drop velocity if it broke the sunroof.
Let's catch up to where we were. Where were
There's
we?
a lot of cars.
Yeah, let's just do this. Oh.
Uh-oh. There you go. Oh, that's got some needs.
It's got the word caution already on it.
Yeah.
It needs some paint.
It needs everything. Wow. Oh, run away. Oh, gracious.
88,000 miles.
Yeah, but if you had to restore that car, they would have to give you that car and $5,000 in order for you to...
Here's what they said. Has been sitting here at Stokes for 7 months. Drove it in. It will not start.
Yeah, of course it won't. But, I mean, the good news is it's not a complicated car.
Yeah.
You can fix it pretty easily, but that doesn't mean it isn't going to cost you a lot of money down the road and create a lot of agitation.
We'll end on one of these.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Wilderness travel trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're right. They age, so they look old when they're new.
They sure do. Yeah. They and the reason why is because when you build this type of vehicle or trailer, you just don't have the volume to be able to justify getting premium materials. So you get basically Home Depot type material. And it looks like Home Depot. You get that fake oak cabinetry. You get the appliances that are inexpensive but get the job done. It's just a series of compromises, and it's not the end of the world if you're just looking for something to hang out in. It's just the reality. You know?
He said that is a true story. There was a sticky note describing it. Describing it since he bought it. It was his grandson. I don't think Ray has a grandson. Uh, so there you go. Oh, we're keeping Raffi up.
Oh, I apologize. I've got these allergies are killing me. Killing me.
Good morning, Jacob Angel.
Happy
So
birthday to Jake.
I was, yeah, happy birthday on the Cinco or Uno de Mayo.
Uno de Mayo. Yeah.
Not Cuatro de Cinco. That's from Arrested Development. So I was at Costco the other day, speaking of allergies, and they have basically Zyrtec
Yes.
in a bottle of 365 pills for $11.
Oh my gosh.
So one a day for a year.
But would you need to take that stuff every day?
There's some people that take it daily.
Wow. Doesn't that have harmful effects though?
I don't know.
You're supposed to say consult your doctor.
Yes, yeah, we're not doctors, although those are my initials. Now it's time to talk about something a little bit more interesting.
All right. Have you got that to pull up?
Because I don't believe that we talked. This came out between when we didn't talk about this at all when we were on the air 2 weeks ago, right? Because this didn't come out.
No.
So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the Slate truck.
Yeah.
Now Raffi thinks never going to happen. Oh, look, the cars bounce as you go to each one.
Yeah.
Raffi's under the impression that this is another fly-by-night, not going to happen, not at this price. So the idea of Slate is you can customize it however you want. It comes in slate gray. It's a clean slate, so to speak. And then you can pay for wraps, different accessories. You can make it a pickup truck as it comes, or you can make it an SUV with a fastback or an SUV with a square back. These are all accessories you can buy and do it yourself.
And this is a 2-seater truck that can convert into a 2+2-seater.
It's actually a 5. It's a 2+3.
You can get 3 in the back.
You have to be very small.
Yeah, I would say so.
But I mean, you can personalize your vehicle. So you can make a car however you want to make it.
This is all rendering.
These are all renderings. You can, because you can see there's little bolts. The body parts bolt on and off.
Yeah.
Now, let me see if I can start from scratch. There we go. So now you can basically pick your body style. I think I would go with that if I did an SUV.
Uh-huh.
But if I do the pickup truck, and I paid the $50, I'm like, why not get on the list?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can pick your wrap. I would do shiny black.
You would do shiny black wrap?
Yeah, because I would do this to look like the Marty McFly.
There you go.
And see if there's a wheel that's even close to the Marty wheel. So you've got choices.
You got choices.
I think that's close. All right. And then look, you've got different wheel styles.
Mm-hmm.
For lighting, you can choose different things. For taillights, you can choose different things.
Mm-hmm.
Doors and windows, you can choose different things. The dashboard, you can customize with, there's your air vents and there's without. The car comes with powerless windows. They're all manual. So if you want to add automatic, I'm trying to see if there's an option. Take away the manual, but you can go through and you can and this I don't understand. They call these slatelets, and they're like little customized.
Excuse me.
things you can add to the dashboard, those seem dumb to me.
What? It's I think it's just one of those digital marketing tools.
And you can add a screen if you want one,
Yeah.
or you can bring your own. So once you start building this, I'm sure, you can just stick a Bluetooth speaker right there and just have your own phone.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I think you and I disagree.
Okay.
Okay, so Adam just said, I read that Bezos is trying to get in the EV game. This is who this is. Bezos is a big funder of this.
Yeah.
And if you take the word slate, it is a clean slate. But if you shuffle those letters around, TESLA,
There you go.
Tesla.
Yeah.
And I think, they're saying they're going to be $27,000, $27,500, and then you get the $7,500 federal tax credit. So it makes it a $20,000 truck if you buy it stock, which
That's not stock, base.
no, well, that's the only way they're going to make them out of the factory. All these other accessories will be they'll send you it's all install yourself.
Yeah.
So the factory is going to make nothing but gray 2-door pickup trucks. There's two battery options, 150 mile or 240 mile. So that's a big difference in price, like $10,000 difference.
Yeah.
To get the bigger battery pack. So yeah, if somebody buys the cheapie, and that's all they buy, and they just need a little pickup truck to drive around. Now, you think this is never going to happen?
Well, I've done some more research since we had our conversation.
Okay.
I still maintain that this is an extremely long game. Being an automobile manufacturer it's enormously expensive. You make virtually no money for years. And after making no money for years, most people just say, this isn't working, let's get out of it. Now, this is assuming that you have the resources to not only build a car, but complete a prototype and a series of test prototypes that can be subject to crash testing and all other things. Assuming that you have an engineering team that you're able to maintain for years under the fear and concern that the company isn't going to continue doing what they do, and then find a staff of people that can manufacture these cars consistently, assuming it's not entirely robotic, but even then, you need people to run the robots.
Right.
So those are two significant hurdles. The third hurdle is just plain and simple the price. $20,000 to make anything that meets all of those requirements: safety, highway performance, durability, it's an enormous hurdle. Durability testing, to get one that's driven 20, 30, 50, 100,000 miles, that takes a long time, because you can't just do it all running around a racetrack and saying,
Right.
hey, 100,000 miles. You got to take it over bumps. You got to bang it around. There's all sorts of different weather, different temperature cycles. So doing all of that is going to be extremely difficult. Now, assuming you could make a platform, just a chassis, and that chassis was proven, it really doesn't matter then what type of body panels you put it on, as long as it's an integrated structure that is safe enough for people to use. What Slate is not doing is they're not building enough of a value proposition in the brand to be able to have the elevated Slate version that costs the same amount as this one to make, but comes with leather and all these accessories, and the margins are much higher, which you can then load into the low-cost one to keep the company going on the volume. So I think this is going to be very challenging. I think it may not fail because it has Bezos money behind it, but Bezos is not an idiot. how much money are you going to continue to put into this and not have any returns, or at least returns of significance?
Well, think about how long Amazon went without making money.
It's a different thing. See, you cannot make money in a company that continues to have small little profit center opportunities that show growth. And even though the whole company isn't making money and it's reducing the overall value of the company, inside that company, there are dozens of profit centers that show hope. Here, there's only one. You only have one product. So you're putting a lot on the table with that. Amazon was a very robust early era web-based market, and they were able to innovate, adapt, change things without fundamentally dismantling the core of what it was. This is a car. It's not a truck. It's not an SUV. It's not all those things that you can make it. I can make my convertible a pickup truck. I put the top down. I can put full size doors and 4x8 sheet plywood in it, but that doesn't make it a truck. So this has to be something, and it has to be at a price point that makes it attractive enough, not just for people to buy it cheaply, but for people to buy it and own it and feel proud of it. Everyone who sees this on the road is going to go, oh, there's one of those $20,000 Bezos things, and not be very intrigued by it. Why would someone buy this and not buy a Ford Maverick, for example?
Well, because Ford Maverick's not electric.
Okay.
Ford Maverick is only available in 4 doors. You can't get a small 2-door.
And how many 2-door vehicles are being sold successfully in volume production these days? Other than the Mini Cooper, and the Mini Cooper, they're selling more 4-door minis than 4-door mini SUVs. Porsche, great. Find me a cheap 2-door. They don't exist anymore.
Well, they do now.
Well, and the reason why is because there's no market viability around them, because there's no profit in it unless you have something else supporting it in a larger volume case.
Well, here's one thing I really like. Oh, wait, I can't, it's not on here. They had a size comparison that was, they used the 1985 Toyota
right
SR5,
right,
which was the Marty McFly truck,
right,
which is why I would wrap this and make it, I would create it to look like that.
Yeah.
Your phone is your primary controller. You don't need, I read somewhere, I think it was probably one of their things, 71% of warranty claims are the infotainment system in all cars.
Yeah.
When people take stuff back, it's because something with the computer's not working in the infotainment system. So Slate's like, you don't get one.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Put your own tablet in it.
Yeah.
Or whatever you need.
But again, who's going to buy this? This is not a work truck. It's not a commuter car. It's not a pleasure.
Why is it not a commuter car? It's a perfect commuter car.
Okay. With 150-mile range.
Well, who's driving that far to go to work?
Well, people who can't afford more expensive cars. That's who. And so
people drive 150 miles to go to work every day.
There are people that are driving at least 75 miles one way to get to work. Absolutely.
All right. So they plug in at work or they plug in at home at night, and every morning it wakes up.
There you made the assumption that they have a house. They are not homeowners. They live in apartments and they can't own electric vehicles because there's no way to charge them.
But the electric infrastructure is growing.
It is growing. There's no doubt about that. But the market for this car is too early because there isn't enough infrastructure to sell to the group of people that want a low-cost $20,000 vehicle.
So here's my prediction.
All right.
So they're supposed to come out late next year.
Yeah.
The reason I like this one better than all these other ones that have come out
Right.
is they put a ton of money behind marketing already.
Yes.
They've got commercials. I was watching Saturday Night Live, and there was a commercial for Slate. They've got really good commercials already.
Great.
And I don't know their numbers of how many they're going to get. Will they come out with a car like this eventually? I don't know. The fact that it's an SUV, forget the fact it's a pickup truck and the two-seater. And they don't show the pricing for the SUV.
Mm.
I mean, is that going to be an extra $8,000 to get the SUV kit? Extra $20,000? I mean, once you're getting the $40,000-$50,000 range, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
You could buy a nicer. You could buy a Bronco. You could buy a CRV, a RAV4.
And
if you're still sub 30 with the federal tax credit that's supposed to go till 2032, unless our current administration gets rid of it.
Yeah. So, and let me give you another example of why this isn't going to work, because we have just enough time for me to go old school.
Oh, okay.
And today's old school.
Wait a minute. We got to play the little bumper here. This is perfect. This times it all out.
Audio Jungle.
All right, it's time to go old school. And Dan has prompted me to go back into the 1980s. He talked about the Marty McFly truck. And back then, utility was a feature that people wanted in their vehicles. And the idea of modularity and interchangeability had been around in the industry for quite some time. So the Slate pickup truck, SUV, whatever they want to call it, is not new. It's not a new concept. Concept's been around for a long time. And Nissan experimented with it in 1986 with a vehicle called the Pulsar EX.
I remember that car.
Of course. And it was moderately successful. Now, the Pulsar had been around for a long time, but Jerry Hirschberg, who was the head of design at Nissan's Design Center in California, he and his team worked on a new design for the Pulsar. And what they came up with was a unique idea that would incorporate the base model and a number of different iterations, including a wagon back, a soft Targa variation, a coupe variation, and you could accessorize it to get these kinds of variations in the vehicle. Now, Dan, if you've pulled up some images, now that's an earlier one. You want to get to the later, the 86. That's the earlier series one.
All right.
There you go. So this was heralded as a unique design concept, and many people got very excited. There's the wagon back with the hatch lifted up. Excuse me. And you can see how it's the same basic design, but with that particular rear, you get a little added wagon feature. Now, today, if you go looking for one of these cars, you're going to find it basically in one configuration, and it's that configuration with the notched back. And that is the one you find the most common, because people who bought the wagon back, very, very few people. In fact, what they come to find was that the modularity concept associated with this vehicle did not do very well at all. Now, if you're going to go look for one for sale and you're going to go try and find one, you can, if you're lucky, find one of the wagon back versions, but they're very, very rare. They're hard to find. They didn't do a significant enough volume on these cars, and the people that bought them ended up selling them after they had used them up. And so many of these cars just weren't kept. Now, this is one with a silver wagon back. You could get them in different colors, and you can see this is a T-topped variant. So you could get them with different options, and you can see now, looking at this car today, even though the design was considered quite advanced at the time, it's kind of a goofy looking thing. And what happens with cars like this, the modularity aspect of it, which is seen as a positive in the marketplace when it first arrives, is the practicality and the usability of it just simply goes away. So I think that the idea that they're selling Slate with this kind of unique sort of marketing opportunity to customize and make something better. People always talk about wanting options and wanting choices, but ultimately what they want is they want the choices made for them because they don't want to be responsible for the choices they make, especially on a publicly displayed vehicle where they're driving around in it, people are laughing at it or making fun of the way they optioned it. Or why did you buy that one? What were you thinking with that? And so that's sort of what happened with the Nissan, the modular concept that was experimented with in the 1980s to early 90s, and they stuck with it. They made that car for I think 5 years, but it just never reached the sales level that they wanted with it, and the marketing opportunities to sell the variability, the customization of it, never panned out.
And this is Doug DeMuro's site, obviously, Cars and Bids. So everything starts with this.
Yes.
Is a 1988 Nissan Pulsar NX SE Sportback.
Yeah.
9,300 miles. It's sold for $19,750.
Yeah, because you can't duplicate that car. It's impossibly hard to find one that's that nice and that well optioned. This might have even been an executive car, or somebody bought it. And again, if we fast forward 30 years, someone will buy a Slate, assuming they make them, and maybe they will make them, and then they'll just they'll put minimal miles on it. But it's never going to be this sort of hyped up, wonderful, amazing car because it just never was in the first place. You can buy the best Yugo in the world for $20,000 with 1,900 miles, and it's an example of a failed automobile, but people like it because it's sort of that unique signature at time and a moment in time. Will Bezos's Slate electric powered $20,000 vehicle make it to market? Possibly. Will they sell in the numbers that they need in order to make that product happen in a volume way? I don't think so.
All right. Only time will tell. And we will have to come back to this and say, yes, it worked, or no, it didn't.
Yeah.
Ray wants me to stump. He's going to see Sean Wayans at Tacoma Comedy Club.
Oh.
And he wanted me to stump him. He wanted to stump me, but I figured once he put this, I knew who it was.
In living color. Yeah, sure.
Remember, it's not Keenan Ivory or Damon Wayans.
It's the other Wayans.
It's Sean it's Sean, or is it Marlon? It's Sean Wayans.
Sean Wayans.
Yes, I am correct. A quick comedy story. When I first started doing stand-up and I went to LA in 1993, you used to have to go about 6 a.m. to get in line in front of the Laugh Factory to get an open mic spot. And they'd give 20 spots out. You got 3 minutes. So there's the first hour of the show, basically.
Wow.
And I got spot 3 in the random drawing. And I thought, there's no audience there that early. There's a regular show right after. They just flow right into it. I want to go on later. So some guy offered me like $20 if I would take his slot 18 because he needed to get out of there. I'm like, great, I'll take it. So I have slot 18, and one of the weigh-ins, not Marlon or not the two, but not Keenan Ivory or Damon. It was either Marlon or Sean showed up, and they were not huge yet. This was 1993, but they had the last name, and so they took up about 30 minutes of the show.
Wow!
And so they told everybody, "Okay, now you have 2 minutes." And then Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live shows up, and she wants to go on. So now you have 1 minute. So the last 3 or 4 or 5 of us had a minute.
That's insane.
Audition to do the open mic for the owner, Jamie Masada. And he would sit and everybody got a turn to sit down with Jamie, and he'd say what he thought of your act. And the first thing he said, "Why you seem like you're rushing? Why are you going so fast?" I'm like, I had a minute. So anyway, yes, thank you, Sean Wayans, for doing that.
Did you get a call back?
He said, "Come back 6, 8 weeks and get in line and do it again."
Ah,
So I wasn't told you suck, don't ever do it again. And then of course I never went back until 2006, like 13 years later, because
yeah.
I had an actual real showcase and I did it, and I became a paid regular immediately after that showcase. So that was nice. And then I helped Jamie buy a car and blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
Here we are. And with that being said, the only other comedy show to promote, obviously, if Raffi's going to try stand up again, this month it's on a Wednesday.
Well, that's this. Oh, yeah.
Wednesday, the 21st, is the Comedy Dojo.
Comedy Dojo.
And then Saturday, the 24th, Taylor Williamson from America's Got Talent and The Late Late Show will be at BPA. So get your tickets now. Tickets are selling slightly slow, but they always catch up the last week.
All right.
So that's the update.
There you go.
And we should see you next week. And if we don't, we'll see you the following week. And if we don't, well, I think we're here next week.
I
Oh
think
no,
so.
wait! I think there's a bar mitzvah next week,
Oh,
so
When?
we're probably not here next week.
I think you're right. Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go eat something.
That's a good idea. I might do
Have
the
some
same.
coffee.
All right.
Raffi, go take some allergy medicine.
I will. We'll see you next week, but maybe not here.
True. Bye.